Hi, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of What a Gift, the podcast where we're trying to go from needing it all to having a ball. I am Sarah.
I'm Jule, and today we're gonna get a little nerdy. We're diving into magical books and escape rooms. I don't know where we're headed, but it sounds dorky but fun. Okay.
Totally.
But first, Sarah, what's new? How's it going?
It's going well. I feel like I'm living happily in the land of delusion. I played in a golf tournament recently.
Oh my gosh.
And the only time I've ever played golf is in golf tournaments. I've done maybe 3 over the last 10 years. And why it's making me delusional is because, do you play golf?
Ever? No, okay. Not.
So when you play in a tournament, often you'll play what's called a scramble, which I hope I'm right in describing this, that everyone tees off. You play in a group of 4 probably, at least I have, and everyone tees off, so everyone hits it as far as they can, but then you each play the best ball. So normally in golf, you each have to go to your ball and continue to hit it and hit it and hit it until you hopefully get it in the hole at the end. And when you play a scramble, you all just like go around, collect your balls, and like put your ball at the person who hit it the best, and then you all hit it from that spot again. So it goes faster, and it's way more fun if you suck. And I definitely would identify as sucking at golf. But this made me delusional because I played with I had my friend Lizzie play with me, and we signed up as a pair, and we said that we were not very good, and so they paired us with another pair who were very good. And so we finished this round of golf 12 strokes under what the course was designed for.
I'm nodding. I'm like, I have no idea what any of this means.
So we get back to the clubhouse after, and there's a lunch, and people are like, oh, how'd your team do? And we're like, we finished 12 under. And I, like you, barely know what that means. And everyone's like, wow. Except my friends who were like, oh, we finished 12 under. Sure. And so anyways, I was living in bliss because I contributed very little to that score, but one of the guys on my team played college golf, and he just graduated. So he's at the top of his game.
Yeah, he carried.
And he definitely carried. And then the guy who played with him was also super good. And so we mostly used their balls. But I did feel like I contributed.
Nice. I'm proud of you for going. Like,
Thank you so much.
I can't even mini golf. I'm horrible at it.
Yeah, so that was a long explanation, but honestly, I'm on cloud 9 because I'm good at golf currently.
Okay, I love it.
But I just refuse to go on my own because I would be out there for a year trying to finish. Yeah. What about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I feel like I smell like cooking oil. So I showered and everything. But okay, so in Philadelphia, where I hail from, and on the East Coast, like there's a dish called chicken cutlets. Do you call them that here? Like a thin, like kind of what would be in chicken parm, like a thin fried breaded like Italian chicken. Yeah. Okay. But in Philly it's like cutlets, like you can get cutlet hoagies and stuff. So so I'm famously married. The dorkiest thing about me. No, I'm just kidding. And my husband loves chicken cutlets. So like every once in a while I'll be like, I'm making cutlets. So I made chicken cutlets last night, and they're delicious. They're not that hard to make, but you got the oil pans going. So I always feel like for the whole next day, I'm like, it's like when you're at a bonfire, I'm like, I smell like a line cook. Like, and I swear, like, it lingers in the fibers. So, so I'm still kind of shaking that off, but it was a successful dinner. Good. I feel like I've been getting better at cooking. So,
good job, Jule.
Yeah. So that was a fun little
cooking chicken. I feel like is terrifying.
I used to fear it so much, and now I'm like ready for anything, except I've never cooked a whole chicken because
why would you?
I'm a garden. But I do fear it less than I once did.
Wow, good job.
Yeah. So I guess we should unwrap our gifts for the week.
Let's do it. So what are you unwrapping this week?
Okay, so this week I'm unwrapping magical books. Okay.
Nerd.
I know. It is, but it's actually, I want to talk about it.
Okay. Let it rip.
Okay. So magical books. So meaning kind of the classics like Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Chronicles of Narnia, and even some lesser known little series.
Okay.
Like and I would say with books, like including kind of the movies that sprang from those books, except the Chronicles of Narnia movie, which I didn't love. But anyway, so those types of, I guess, like fantasy type things.
Sure.
And I'm not a huge fantasy head, but I feel like they have informed my life in a big way. So when you think of that kind of inventory of those fantasy ones, like which ones do you subscribe to? Which ones are kind of a blind spot?
Of course. I love the Chronicles of Narnia. It's one of my favorite things to read. And I've read Harry Potter, some physically, some audibly. Would that be visibly and audibly? Physically? Visibly?
I think whatever. Either.
Okay. And then Lord of the Rings have not read but love the series.
Okay, so we're like the same. I love Chronicles of Narnia. Harry Potter I love, and Lord of the Rings. I've read some of the books. But the Peter Jackson series I adore. So I mean I want to dabble in all of these. But I think one of the reasons magical books are a gift in general, and those magical stories, is because they like wake you up to the supernatural. Like there's especially I would say Harry Potter and Chronicles of Narnia introduce this idea that like I'm a normal kid, and if I open this door, I receive this letter, or if I just like go around the corner, there's a whole other world that exists. Like there's something supernatural, and I feel like that is actually what real life is. Like I think, you know, like we're both faithful people, like, and when you look at it, a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm not religious, like, and it sounds so dry and boring, but it's like no, like there's this like like this other layer of like I'm on a quest and they're good and evil, like the battle is waging, and I have the supernatural aid of like helpers and graces, and like, you know, like I don't know, for some reason like those books kind of have informed my like way of looking at the world of like, okay, no, I'm not just a random girl, like I am on a quest type thing. Like I know I'm like, as I'm speaking, I'm like, I am the biggest dork in America, but you know what I'm saying?
No, yeah. One, I think that's what they're created for, right? Is to bring us out of ourselves and our imagination.
Meanwhile, I think I like came up with this. I'm like, oh yeah. Okay.
No, but I think it's such a good take, because I think a lot of times when people think about these stories, I think especially religious people will argue for them because it's like an obvious good versus evil. But I think like, yeah, you're like a step above that like it's because it's like bringing us out of ourselves, like into this like other realm, like these worlds like parallel to the spiritual world. So yeah, keep going.
And especially like knowing that like I have a role to play, like, so even in like Lord of the Rings, like the smallest hobbit or this human man or this, you know, like that everyone, like each action or decision or like act of bravery somehow like comes into play, you know, or like in Harry Potter being sorted into the houses. It's like, okay, my unique thing I have going on has a purpose, like, and it's meant to play a role in this like grand scheme, you know. I think that's such, I don't know, I just love that idea. And I think all of them also have elements of like okay, I feel like we grew up in a time where, especially if you were raised like Christian or Catholic, maybe like, so it sounds like you were allowed to read Harry Potter, right? Like I know I had friends who weren't. I would encourage people as adults, like if you haven't read it, to check it out, because there is like there's like a self-sacrificial, almost like Christ like giving of self for the good, like that I think is inspiring. There's like yeah, like don't become a witch, but otherwise I think there can still be elements drawn out of that. But I think all of these have these elements of like, yeah, I'm going to do something brave, or I'm gonna go beyond myself and my fears, like to try to like save our land or to defeat this thing, you know. I don't know. And I just like I think it inspires this desire for greatness. Like Chronicles of Narnia. So in the last few months, my husband Chris and I, a friend of the pod, Chris, we have been listening to the audiobooks of that, because we were like, okay, our brains are melting, we need to get off of our phones and we want to enjoy something together and not just like only watch TV. And so and I couldn't believe, I thought, I was like, oh, this is cute and wholesome that we're doing this. We listened to The Magician's Nephew. I was literally like staring at my phone, grasping every word of this audiobook. It is so good. And it seriously made me want to be great, like in a way that I haven't, like that had been dormant for a while, where suddenly I was like, no, like, I don't know, like there's like a land between all the worlds, and like when they jump in, anyway, there's ponds, I forget what it's called. It has the best name ever. But like, even just reading one of those books for a second, suddenly I was like, there's more to this life, you know, like I don't know, it really like invigorates that thing. Yeah,
totally.
Like, would you say Chronicles of Narnia is your fave? Or
totally, except I'm thinking of two things right now. One is that someone ruined the ending for me as I was reading them, because I hadn't read the whole series until I was an adult, and yeah, someone totally ruined the ending. It was heartbreaking. Yikes. I was so sad. But I can forgive them, because even if you know, it's incredible. And it's like, I really resonate with Lucy, I feel like, throughout the whole stories. I feel like she's just as like, she just has so much faith in Aslan. And not that like I always feel like I do, but I like want to be like her. Like, she always believed that he was there, and that like that like,
I know, and all her siblings are like, shut up, and she's like, no, he was here.
Exactly. And she's like, even if you don't believe me, like, I know it's true. And I was like, wow, I do not have faith like Lucy, but I want to be. And there's just like so many. I mean, you hate the cousin for
Eustace, and then he has like such a good arc. I know. So I'm unfortunately an Edmund. I would like, I'm the one who like sells out all my siblings instantly, like has an immediate deal with the devil, you know, like, but ultimately comes around. But I like, when I would read the parts about Edmund, I was like, this is me. Like, I would do this. Anything for just a sweet hit of Turkish delight. But I love, like, I feel like we also had, like, there was the era of, like, which character from this are you, like, the BuzzFeed quizzes. I lived for those quizzes, and I would always get the villain. I was like, okay, this is causing some introspection.
Put the BuzzFeed quizzes away.
I know. I seriously took them so seriously. I love a BuzzFeed quiz. But also, I feel like with Harry Potter, I had a special relationship with it, because when I read them, I just loved them so much. I would like wait for the next one to come out, read it in one day. And I remember going to my dad and being like, Dad, like, you have to read Harry Potter. Like, I just like, I loved what I was experiencing. And I wanted him to know it. And my dad is like a very like industrious Italian guy. He loves being active outside. Like, he's not someone who's going to kick back with a book. And he was like, Juliana, I stopped reading books when I learned how to ride a bike. And I was like, okay. But so at night, my dad would like, he like still does lift weights in the basement. He has like a little gym downstairs.
Hot.
And and so he would be downstairs working out after we like said prayers before bed. And one night, like as a preteen or whatever, I went down into the basement while he was lifting weights and just set up a folding chair and started reading the books out loud. And I read all 7 Harry Potter books to my dad out loud. Oh my gosh. It took like into high school, and and it was just so, I had never had that feeling before, like it's like if you love a movie and you're like, you have to watch this, but like I just like loved my dad so much, and I was like, I can't live if he hasn't experienced this thing that I love, you know, like, I don't know. I just wanted him to have it. So like to know it. And he loved it. And like, I remember one year I was like, went away to summer camp, and we had been in the middle of one of the books, and I came back and he was like sitting on the porch reading the book, and he was like, it's way better when you read it. Anyway, it was like, so it was like this little bond with my dad and I, but and I don't know, but I think all of those books, like, or whatever it is, like, for some people it's a totally different series or whatever, and like I could see being a parent being like, okay, I don't want my kid, you know, living in La La Land or doing, you know, like I don't know, I could see like maybe fearing certain fantasy things, but I do think there is this strand of like, there's something else beyond me, like I could be called to something great that like kind of can run as an undercurrent through those. And I think it like and I think even an old dad or like anybody could tap into that. So I feel like we gotta dust off some of those stories and get back into it.
It's better when you read it. Speaking of you reading things, everyone have the app Waze? the directional app.
Oh, like the GPS, yeah.
The GPS, yeah. A fun fact, you can record. Do you remember this? You can record your own promptings on Waze.
Oh my gosh!
And
I
one
forgot about
time
this.
you were visiting your friend Tori, our friend Tori, and you were staying with her, and she wasn't home yet, so we were locked out of her house, and I had driven you there. So we sat in my car, and to fill the time, you recorded all the Waze prompts.
I totally forgot about that
on my Waze, and so anyways, anytime it's coming up on a stop sign, you say stop, like you like yell, and it is so annoying. But
sounds really annoying.
A lot
I totally
really
forgot
fun.
We did that.
Yeah. So, anyways,
wow.
That's awesome. That is a great gift, and it's a gift some say that would keep giving because they're indefinitely remaking all of those stories on different platforms.
A purgatory of reboots and remakes.
Yeah,
so we'll experience them forever.
Yeah, you can always read the books, so that's awesome.
Yeah. What about you? What are you unwrapping this week?
I'm unwrapping the great gift of escape rooms.
Okay. Now, I feel like escape rooms had kind of their heyday.
They're still hanging and dang in my book.
Okay, dive in.
I love an escape room. So my family has kind of a tradition now where me and my sister were, my sister's now married, rip, but she and I were like the last ones home with my parents for holidays all the time, and so we a few years ago started going to an escape room the night before Christmas, and
that's so fun.
It is so fun, and so yeah, it's usually like the day we get home, for the holiday, and we always book it. So the four of us, basically me, my sister, my mom, and dad, go do an escape room. And I will never forget taking my parents for the first time. And the premise was we were like in a research scientist's like office in his lab, and so it was like just that one room. It's not like we were opening doors to other rooms or anything. And we reached a point, and it was one where like back in the day where you could only call like 3 times, otherwise they start deducting time from your time, from your
you
clock.
Could like call for help.
Yeah, and so we like called twice for a clue, and then we knew that this clue should be in this little cabinet, and it was not there. And like we would retrace our steps, and we'd be like, it needs to be in here, like it's the only way that this adds up. And so we finally called, and my dad, the clock is ticking, we're out of clues, and my dad is like, listen man, we don't want to die in here. He's like, the clue is not where we think it should be. And he's like, did you check in the cabinet? And we were like, yes. And he's like, that was a mistake. Like we did.
They just like forgot to reset.
Yeah. And so the guy had to pause our time. He came in, he put the clue there, and then he like took like 2 minutes. Like he put 2 minutes back on our time or whatever that we spent wasting.
That is so funny.
It was crazy. But anyways, we've had some good ones. I love the ones that like a room opens up to another room and another room. Similarly to magical stories or magical books.
Yeah. Well,
there's always a premise, a theme.
Yes,
we love a theme.
They are a chance for like everyday people to suddenly be like, I need to save us from impending doom. We did one my missionary team like wanted to do like a bonding thing, and we did one that was like, it was like escape from cell block M or something. Yep. And it started out we were all handcuffed together. And it was like it was like 8 of us, so, and it was like a lot of people, and we're all handcuffed together, and we all had to like try to find this key, but then the key led us deeper into like the cell. But the cracking up like that happened of us trying to be like, come this way, like looking for this tiny key to the handcuffs so we could become free. It was so bonding. Doing it with your parents is a good idea. My dad, I can't tell if my dad would like shut down and be like, we're leaving, or if he would get into it. But
I just heard a story of another missionary team doing it, and they brought their campus minister who was like in her 60s, and she like was not a fan really of the activity or of the group, and she was just kind of like sitting out of the fun. And I guess at one point she like leans against this like railing on the wall, and the railing like clicks down, and the like it like falls off, the railing post falls off like the hinges it was on, and they needed it to like stick into this front porch.
She like solved the whole thing by giving up. That's actually amazing. By
like crossing her arms and leaning against the wall. Yeah, crazy.
Wow.
So anyways, I think they're a gift because it brings people together. I think it like draws people out too, especially if you do it in a team setting or like with a group of people that you have to like work with or be with for whatever reason. You're like, okay, let's go get to know each other. And it's like, yeah, you get to like celebrate people. You get to draw people out of themselves. You get to like lock in. Like, I love puzzles. I love a theme. I love props. Like, it is my thing.
It weirdly does dovetail so well with the magical world thing of like, okay, what role do you play in the fellowship? Like, because like in a lot of other realms, I'm very bossy and like take the lead. But like with certain puzzles, like I sometimes can't lock in. I'm much more I don't know, like so suddenly like an unexpected person like rises to the top and is like, I have solved the code or whatever, you know, like. But I think everyone gets to play a different role, and you get to see people under pressure too. I totally agree. I think it's a fun one, and it's a good reminder because I haven't been to an escape room in a long time, and I'm like, okay, revive it. Is it time?
Yes, it 100% is time. I just did one recently. My good friend Sarra got a boyfriend, shout out, and to meet him, we decided to do an escape room, the three of us.
Whoa.
Yeah, big stakes. And we went to this escape room. We got out in like 16 minutes, and you know not in 16 minutes, sorry, with 16 minutes left.
Okay.
That would have been crazy.
It's like the genius trio.
And so we leave the escape room, and immediately the euphoria you experience, and you're like, should we do the one in 15 minutes? Like, should we pay another $40?
You literally feel like you just disarmed a bomb. Like, even though you're in some lady's like empty room that she decorated to look like Sherlock Holmes or whatever. And I'm like, we saved the world.
Totally. Yeah. The craziest part was that we did indeed book another one, but we wanted to do like the next level up, which was the expert level. But the only opening was the next day, so we came back the next day.
Were you up to snuff for expert?
100%. We bring Sarah's roommate with us this time, so there's 4 of us, and the like premise is like a heist, and we're trying to like steal back this artwork that belongs in this museum. All this to say, it was one of the most complicated ones I've ever done. We got out with 20 minutes to spare, and we only used 1 clue. And the guy who was watching us comes in, and he goes, wow. He goes, you guys are really good. He's like, it is like based, like it's considered an expert level room based on a group needing 3 hints.
He's like, this was based on a team of Navy SEALs having to escape. You're like, I knew it.
Exactly. So not only did we make it harder for ourselves by only using 1 clue, we got out with 20 minutes to spare. And sometimes if it's too easy, I am annoyed. I'm like, okay, I paid $40 for an hour of fun, and I'm like out with 20 minutes to spare. But I felt like an absolute genius. I felt like I could be Mission Impossible.
Affirming your skill, that's something you carry for months, for sure.
It was a gift to me for sure. Like, I felt on top of the world, and it was like I felt like I stood taller, like I felt smarter. It was like a confidence builder. And so I would say, if you like puzzles, if you like having a great time, then book an escape room today.
All right, gifties, we're headed to the escape room. I really feel like, especially for relationships, like a tough nut to crack, or you need to see someone in a new light, just throw them in and see what happens. That's a good one.
Yeah, it was so fun.
Wow.
All right,
2 great gifts this week.
2 great gifts.
And now it's time.
I feel like I need to reopen my Audible, see what's
cooking in there. You actually should. Magician's Nephew. Seriously.
Okay.
Get into it.
Noted. Done.
And they have like famous British actors narrating them. Like
I have that one.
One version. Yeah.
I have that one. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, it's time for our closing segment. We're throwing it back. Our tried and true. We're opening the jar.
It's time for the jar.
White elephant.
Okay, so just to remind everyone, so this is our segment where we draw from random gifts. They could be things from pop culture, from daily life, and we just give rapid fire reactions, whether we're going to receive, return, or re-gift. So
exactly right.
Either we want it, we reject it, or we say, okay, we see the value, but not for me, maybe for someone else.
Totally.
All right.
Are we ready?
I don't know. Okay. Let it rip.
All right. Meet and greet with Tony Hawk. I think this was a guest contribution.
What is that?
Do you know who Tony Hawk is?
Yeah, but is that a universal thing?
So I was, okay, tangent. Rapid fire on pause. I ran this by a few people and asked for some input of things to put.
Oh, people like submitted to the jar?
Yeah, and she was like, meet and greet with Tony Hawk, and I was like, random as heck, but why not? And I put it on the list, and she's like, well, I've done it 3 times.
Oh wow.
So
okay, I think 100%. This is a lot more about the person who submitted. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna return it because I actually don't like a meet and greet.
Really, in
anyone.
General?
Yeah, I think it's really awkward. I don't meet your heroes, people. Just like they don't want to meet you. Like I just think being a random civilian meet and greeting a known person is awkward. So I return.
Honestly, I would receive. I think he seems so funny. There's like this bit he does on Twitter where like he like retells stories of people being like, that guy looks a lot like Tony Hawk, or like,
oh, interesting,
are you Tony Hawk, or like yeah, people don't, they like think it's him but they don't believe that it's him. So because now he's like older, and so there's been a few recently that's like, no way, that guy's so old kind of thing. Like I don't know, he just seems funny.
Oh
so
wow, I have him. Like he's not on my radar, I gotta say, but
well, fun fact, he's on mine. Okay, exercise dresses.
Oh, I love a little tennis dress. I've been getting into pickleball.
Cute.
Yeah, I'm gonna receive.
Okay.
What about you?
I would regift. I don't think for me, to be fair, I haven't really dabbled, but I think a lot of people look really cute in them. And yeah, if you're playing tennis, golf, pickleball, whatever, yeah, all for it.
Yeah, I've been pickling a lot lately.
I'm so proud of you. Raw milk.
Return.
Really?
Yeah, I just I don't want a brain parasite.
I think you've been fed propaganda.
But I know we got raw milk as like when we were homeschooled, and I've had fresh milk from a cow. I just like, I love a good ice cold.
I honestly was disgusted by the premise of the milk straight from the teat, to be honest. But then I tried it, and my friend Tess lives on a farm, and she gave me raw milk with like maple syrup in it and like cinnamon on top. It was so good. And then when I had the courage to just drink it straight up, it like unlocked a part of my brain. Like it tastes like milk used to taste when I was a kid.
Wow.
The store-bought milk.
Okay.
And it's amazing.
All
right. Horror movies.
Horror?
Yeah.
Well, in Philadelphia we say horror.
Okay, sorry.
Regift most. I love I love M. Night Shyamalan. Okay. Shout out Philadelphia again. And I love like a thriller with a twist, sure. And like if it has a good story, I will. But gore for the sake of gore. Thrills. But I think we need to be cautious with these horror movies we're watching. Literally, sometimes I'm like, I've opened a portal that I cannot close. Like, please turn this off. Yeah. But what about you? Are you a horror hunter?
I couldn't agree more. Honestly, growing up, when I was in high school, me and my friend would go to Blockbuster on Friday nights. If you don't know what that is, I'm sorry for you. And we would just pick a horror movie based on the cover. We wouldn't read about it. We saw some weird stuff. And so I am totally with your last sentiment. Like, stay away. It's not worth it. Okay, the Midwest.
Receive with my whole heart.
100%, me too.
I wish I was from there. I love everyone from there.
Same.
So shout out to our Midwest gifties. We love you.
Give me a good one. We need to be controversial. I think this should be I'm sorry. Okay, last
final one.
Please be good, please.
I'm nervous.
ASMR.
Did you say ASMR?
Yeah.
Okay. I love ASMR. There's this one girl I follow, like, because I struggle with sleep and anxiety, and sometimes Chris will be like, please turn that off. And it'll be a girl who's like stroking the phone, and she's like, you have nothing to worry about.
And she's today. Like caressing the microphone, and she's like,
you've done everything you can. And I'm just laying there, I'm like, she's right, I've done everything I can. And it gives you like the brain tingles. Like, okay, can some of it be weird? Yes, I don't want to watch someone like eating or whatever. Yeah. But some of it, I'm just like, as soon as I hear they're like, hi everybody, and they're like tickling the microphone, I am suddenly like, okay, I'm gonna lock in for a few minutes. What about you?
Yeah, to be fair, I receive it. I feel like that's why I can't have TikTok because people are like on lives doing ASMR all the time, and I'm like.
I only like basically this one girl, but yeah, I do think the industry has boomed in a way none of us saw. I'm like, I could be a literal millionaire if I had just bought a microphone and started brushing it with makeup brushes. Like, totally. I really missed out, but okay. Yeah. Well, this has been another amazing episode. I think we went to some magical places today, and I'm excited to follow up on it. Gifties, thanks for joining us again. Please make sure you rate, review, subscribe. The Gifty tribe is small, but it's mighty.
You know what? I think there could be no better gift than sharing this with a friend.
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And Sarah, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram as well, Sarra.
I'm at Copacabana. The O is a 0. And we'll see you next time to unwrap some more gifts. Don't forget, life is a gift, so
Receive it.